Now this video is actually a request by one of my long-time subscribers. And if you're a fan of Ubisoft's endearing character Rayman, then this video is right up your street. And with that being said, let's get on with the video. You know what, the original PlayStation is a fantastic little console, especially when gaming was making that transition to the world of 3D. And as such, gamers were blessed with some truly remarkable games.
I think it was Blessed Are the Cheesemakers.
Some titles that easily come to mind are Spyro the Dragon, Gran Turismo, and the fantastic Metal Gear Solid.
Snake, are you okay? Snake?
However, there is one video game series that started on this classic console and has gone to become a firm favourite with gamers of all ages.
It's so bad.
This of course will be the Rayman series of video games, which does have quite an interesting theory surrounding them, but more on that later. But to truly appreciate these fantastic titles, we have to go back to the past to see where it all started. When it comes to the world of gaming, there have been many video game icons over the years, with gamers being introduced to the likes of Pac-Man, Sonic the Hedgehog, and even Super Mario. Hello! And from these legends of the digital realm, other video game characters made themselves known. But when it came to Rayman, there was something quite special about Ubisoft's endearing character.
Ay, caramba!
With his yellow floppy hair and that winning smile, Rayman was certainly different from other video game characters at the time, especially when considering he had no arms or legs. Now Rayman was a brainchild of Michael Ansel, who had previously worked on the often overlooked Tonic Trouble, a somewhat average game that has since gained a following, but from this forgotten title, Ansel would start working on a new entry to the world of video games, but look towards the realms of mythology for inspiration.
Excellent!
With their escapades and adventures full of wonder, most of these tales will star a hero that had a certain sense of justice. However, not every single hero would have high moral standards, with some of them having quite a mischievous side.
Oh, behave. Yeah.
Obviously, this wasn't the case with Rayman. Yeah, sure, he'd like to muck about, but he would always do the right thing. Now at the time, 3D gaming was slowly picking up speed, with titles such as Tomb Raider and even Gran Turismo impressing gamers. However, when Rayman graced the PlayStation, his 2D adventure was able to stand tall against some of the best games for the Sony PlayStation. In this legendary side-scrolling platformer for the PlayStation, Rayman is up against the evil forces of Mr. Dark. Now Skeletor is pure evil. What the hell was that? I'm sure I just heard the cartoon guy. Nah, it must be my imagination. Anyway, Rayman was such a hit with gamers that it even graced other gaming systems, such as the Sega Saturn, the PC, and the Atari Jaguar. But it was the PlayStation version that deemed to be the best, and from its success, a sequel would soon follow, and this was known as Rayman 2: The Great Escape. With Rayman now firmly through the door of the 3D realm, The Great Escape takes on a much darker tone than its predecessor. Being set in a different world compared to the first title, gamers will join Rayman as he fights off the invasion of robo-pirates. Rayman 2 proved to be such a massive success with gamers and critics who absolutely loved the new style of gameplay and the intricate level design.
It's so beautiful!
And such was the popularity of Rayman 2 that there was even an animated series set within the mythos of the second game. But after 4 episodes, it was ultimately cancelled, which is such a shame, as I'd love to have seen this series in its entirety. It seemed that Rayman was flying high among other gaming titles at the time, and cementing himself as an iconic video game character, alongside the likes of Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bandicoot, and even Bubsy. Now I know I didn't write this, besides it looks like it's been drawn by some sort of man-child that clearly likes to eat crayons and sniff glue while wearing frilly underwear.
Oh my.
With 2 games under his belt, Rayman was becoming a powerhouse within the world of gaming, and with his popularity on the rise, it wouldn't be long until a 3rd installment of the Rayman series would appear to tantalise gamers. Rayman 3 Hoodlum's Havoc had a multi-platform release, all of which are fantastic, but it's the GameCube version that has all the added extras. Very much like the second game, Rayman 3 followed the same style of gameplay, but returned to the light-hearted nature set up by the original PlayStation classic. Rayman 3 punched its way into becoming an instant success with gamers, who loved the fantastic story and the decent gameplay that came with it, especially for the GameCube version and the connectivity with the Game Boy Advance. It's no wonder that Rayman 3 is still such a classic even now. Yes! From the popularity surrounding Rayman and the 3 games he stars in, there were talks of a 4th installment being planned for the future, with Rayman 4 being destined for the new wave of gaming systems that were rumoured to be arriving soon in this illustrious world of video games. This, however, never came to be, as Rayman 4 was ultimately cancelled, but it did allow another side series to exist, which I might come back to later this year.
Nice.
Going on a slight hiatus, it would be 8 long years before Rayman would grace the world of gaming once again, in the fantastic Rayman Origins. Returning to his 2D roots, Rayman Origins was an epic adventure that saw the Glade of Dreams under threat by the Dark Toons. But thanks to the power of cooperative gameplay, especially online, gamers were able to work together to restore peace to the world of the lovable Rayman. This return to the simplistic gameplay of the 2D era was the perfect formula for success for Rayman Origins, and from this, gamers would soon be blessed with the highly fantastic Rayman Legends. Regarded by some as perhaps the best game within the franchise, Rayman Legends continued the same style of gameplay as Rayman Origins. Unlike that classic game, however, there were more characters, even more stages, and a feeling of 90s nostalgia for older gamers. Some of these elders of gaming even introduced their kids to the world of Rayman, and from here, a whole new wave of fans were born.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Now coming back to that interesting theory I mentioned earlier, apparently all the Rayman games are somewhat connected in one shape or another through the mystical world of dreams. Very interesting and possibly a topic I might return to in future Rayman videos. But coming back to the games, there was a title that was made by the fans called Rayman Redemption. Of course I was unaware of this, but luckily for me, I did have some help along the way. In all fairness, the many titles within the Rayman series of games each bring with them a fantastic gaming experience for gamers of all types. Now obviously fans of Rayman each have their favourite title that they enjoy, but what I would love to see is Rayman return to the world of video games in a whole new adventure. Perhaps this would be a step back to the classic 2D platforming of yesteryear, or possibly an open world setting. Either way, while we wait in anticipation for another Rayman game, there are many titles to choose from, starring Ubisofts' endearing and lovable character. Anyway, come back next time, where the golden joystick was the trophy to have, especially in the 90s, but can gamers overcome the challenges of the game's master? Thank you so much for watching, and see you next game.